There we go. So I can see the exercises. Lovely jubbly. A squat to curl to press. Need a timer. Right, because this one we're doing it for the first time. Yeah, the timers we'll try and stick to the timers, but most importantly today, making sure your technique is right. That's going to be the
Right.
big thing because that's going to be more important than because obviously once you get the technique right, then obviously when you're setting up, you'll feel you're in the right position as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure
Right.
does.
So we will have the timers, but it's not going to be as stringent on this one. Right. Let me 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. That's the one we want. And that one. Right. Turn up with a touch. But we still. So, Keith, one more thing. I just got to get me stool. 2 secs.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, perfect. I don't think there's many sitting down on this one. The first one is the squat to curl, but the most of the other stuff was what I wanted to do on this one. Yeah, pretty much everything else is either standing up or lying down. Now, it's interesting because you said about the like you wanting to be able to get up on your own, unassisted and stuff like that. That was the exercises that I put in place were sort of purposefully. You hadn't said that to me prior, but the ideology behind the last three exercises, you got the plank, when you're just holding your body weight. Did you see you've had a
Yeah.
go on that, the plank?
I haven't done any of the last ones because I just thought, well, I want to make sure that I want to space
Perfect.
waste the time doing it wrong.
No, mate, that's
So,
brilliant. But each of those last ones, for example, and I'll go from this is why it's important today, like I said, to make sure the technique is right on all of it. So
yeah,
I'll demonstrate going through them first. And then you'll repeat you follow my lead, if that makes
yeah,
sense. But
yeah,
just so you know, the last three exercises, planks, dorsals, and press ups, all three of them, and the order they're specifically in is they sort of fall in line with each other. And the plan is that they strengthen you handling your body weight. Now, stating the
right,
obvious is your body weight is what you need to get up off the floor. So if we can get you
yeah,
stronger with your body weight, then that goal of wanting to get up unassisted, which is the whole sort of plan of those three exercises, that you will achieve it. It will just take a bit of practice.
yeah, coach, yeah,
And the other stuff on this workout, the lunges. The reason, as I explained in the video, is you're talking a lot of the time about balance. Now, obviously, standing in a narrow stance
yeah,
position, it's going to be all about balance. That's why I said in the video to start with, you have a hand on something, but then
yeah,
over the course of time, if you just lift your fingers off and you feel you're going, you can just touch it down again, and before
yeah,
you know it, you'll get into a position where actually I'm not having to hold
Yeah.
myself up, then you know you're improving, stating the obvious again.
Yeah.
So all of these exercises are to actually sort of aid what it is you're trying to achieve with your legs as well, and with the balance to stop the falling over and all the rest of it. Because it can be achieved. It definitely can. Just need practice. Do you know what I mean? Just need to put the work
Yeah.
in. Cool. So what I'm gonna do, I just realised my laces are undone, and that's something I have a go at my son about all the time.
Mm.
I quickly do my laces up. The first exercise, the squat to curl to press. I mean, sorry, the squat to curl. You've been doing the squats anyway. It's just what this
Yeah.
is doing is it's taking your hands away from here and bringing them down here. And obviously, once you get up in that position, it's just adding another motion, another muscle group to the exercise. So
Yeah.
let's do this up. Right, put that down now. Got me bands. Right, so I'll demonstrate it first again. I know you've seen it on the video, but you can see me clearly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Definitely.
perfect. I was actually looking for a slightly higher stool because I didn't want to have to work this fucking hard to get up, but I couldn't find one. Right,
Well,
so
that's the thing with me. That's when I said about getting up off the floor. If my leg is bent like less than 90 degrees, like I'm lower, like you were saying on the chair, that's where I struggle. I'll get to, if I'm at 90 degrees, then like I can do it. Not every single time, but most of the time I can do it. That angle gets any tighter, then like I've got no strength there. Do you know what I mean? It just won't pull it up to that sort of 90-degree angle so that I can push it further, sort of thing. So yeah, that's frustrating. So that's why, as I say, getting up off the floors are, because if I kneel down, then put one foot up as if to stand up, it's just getting that first inches or whatever that.
yeah, it's that
Up.
initial movement, isn't it? That because
Yeah,
that's the big fault. It's that first bit that creates the
yeah,
momentum as well. It's that first lift. So even with the, like I said, with the lunges and stuff, that's so this program works. The first three exercises are all about your legs. Squats,
right,
yes, you've got a curl in there, which of course works your bicep muscle, but the main muscle group in the squat, stating the obvious, is your legs.
yeah,
The lunges, what that's doing is it's obviously you lunge individual legs, so you're working on your balance in on each leg, and you will find that one side is better balanced than the other. Like for example, I'm completely right-footed, but my stronger balance, if I lift my right leg up off the floor and I balance on my left, I can balance immediately. With my right, it's always way more of an effort to find that balance. So there's
yeah, right,
always slight imbalances you're going to notice. The point of them exercises though is to train all them little intricate muscles, because you'll be surprised that, for example, like you said, so at the minute I'm lower than 90 degrees. So that first movement from here, I have to really tense my feet. You know, I always say to you, push your feet into the floor. When you
yeah,
activate your feet by putting them into the floor, what happens is you start turning on all of the little muscles in your foot, all the like the muscles that play a part, obviously in balance, in movement. Because let's face it, the start of anything to do with your legs and movement starts with your feet. Because it's your feet that
yeah,
take you, they move you. Do you know what I mean? It's the first point of contact normally is your feet. So if your feet activate what you're going to do next, which is even why, without getting too nerdy, on the soles of your feet, because I think it's a fair argument to say that we were made without shoes. So the
yeah,
soles of our feet do have a point, and the soles of your feet, you've got more nerve sensory endings per square inch than anywhere else in your body. Because again, your feet are designed that they stand on earth, whatever the ground, and the little signals say to the body, you need to be in this state for this environment. If you stand onto a nice hot beach, you get that, oh, lovely feeling. Whereas you stand on a bit of ice, you get a different feeling, but it starts from the feet and the messages go up. And My point is with what you've got, and it's getting as much as possible, try and initiate the way that your body works electrically, because it does. It's a circuit board. You know that anyway. You're being a Sparky.
Yeah.
That connection between brain and body and muscle is it's fucking massive. So anything you're doing within these workouts, my goal is all the time to right, plant your feet down. Back to what I was saying here. So right now I know as soon as I push my heels down, like there's a connection there already. I can feel it in from my heels. As soon as I push my heels down, I can feel the back of my calves. So I know that first part of the movement. Because you have you ever seen people they try to stand up to get momentum, they'll rock and they'll often lift their legs up to then go forward,
Yeah.
right? So what we're doing is we're planting our feet down first, pushing them down on the floor, so that when I do make that movement, yes, I still need a little bit of momentum. My body has to come forward a touch for me to get up, but the driving force is my legs. You know what I mean? It's all my legs. There's not been a
Yeah.
momentum to pick my legs up. It's no, I've activated my muscles to get myself moving. And with that lunge, like I said, with that, once we've got you getting into that position, straight away your body's going to have to work on your balance, which of course is going to be your legs. So it's all them little muscles in your feet and your ankles that help you from wobbling from one way to the other. They try and find that homeostasis basically. And even like I said in the video, even if you're dipping just a touch to start with, what you're doing is you're training your body in moving your own body weight. So that initial
Right.
movement that you're talking about, the more you're doing it, I know it's at a higher position at the moment, but the more you're still getting used to moving your body in its weight, the easier that first movement will get. It's
Yeah.
just getting you confident, actually. Yeah, do you know? Because that's another thing. It's a lot of it will be confidence as well. It's that one.
Yeah.
If I try and do it, what if I go? Oh, let me just put my hand down. Like it's just working with that for you to get into a more confident
Uh,
state of mind
I've
again.
definitely got that. Every time I do something like this, I always think, right, what am I going to do if I wobble or do you know what I mean? Like I look round and think what's going to be there for me if I do. So yeah, it obviously drops my confidence in the start of it. Once I get going, I'm all right then because I know how I've got on the first time.
But this will help. Anyway, so let's get so the first exercise, just to be clear, when you set up, always it'll be a lightish band. So you set up again, making sure that your knees aren't like when I look over my knees are basically around about the middle part of my laces. Do you know, like where the lace? So that's basically where you want your knees. So they're over the sort of middle part of your foot.
Yeah.
Again, when you're in this position, I can feel that my right band is looser. So all I need to do, I just lifted my feet up a touch and like
Hmm.
pulled it across to the left. That's that sorted. So what that also does do with the bands though down here, because there should be a little bit of tension, that gives you a little something to pull off, if that makes sense. So when like that
Yeah.
little rock forward, having the bands
Yeah,
there.
like a bit of stability.
Yeah, exactly. So when I go from here, again, what I want to try and keep in mind is even if I look just slightly up, it keeps my chin up and it will keep my chest up. To just because if I look down, obviously your head, it's easier to bend forward. If you look up,
Yeah.
naturally, you would normally bring your shoulders back. Does that make sense? So from
Yeah.
here, just a slight looking up and then try again, making sure I'm pushing my feet down, upper stand. As soon as you're up at the top, curl back down, and then you're looking again for that still on the way back down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll start on those. 2 secs. That's- Right. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. 15 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 20 seconds breather. We'll get that chat done over these next couple of days. We'll talk about that after the session. You know what you said earlier?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
We'll get that booked in as well. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Second set. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, breather. Right, 3, 2, 1. Last set of these. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Right, so next up is the lunges. So again, just to make sure positionally you're getting this right. So it's a left lunge, which means your right foot actually goes forward. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be using the band. So I'm gonna give you an idea with distancing. So if I'm standing straight, I'm gonna take sort of one quite biggest step forward. All right, then what's important is that straight away, because the natural thing to do is to lean forward onto your front leg, but keep yourself straight so you're leaning more weight onto your back leg. So it's your back leg, your left leg, that is taking more of your weight. Now, what you don't want to do is if your right knee goes forward like this, it's completely in
Right.
an unnatural position. It shouldn't be over your toe at all. You need to pull it back so that if I'm looking over my right knee, it's pretty much at the top of my laces. You know, like the top of the tongue part. If I look down over it, it's sort of in line with there. Then I'm going to lean slightly back. Like I said, to start with, even if you're just dipping just a touch, okay, and then once you've done a few, okay, if you just pick up your hand like off the thingy, but just a touch and just see how you get on without the balance. Really important, squeezing your stomach, squeezing your bum, and both connections with the floor, they're intentional. You're pushing down with your back, your left leg, which is your toes of your left foot, and the whole of your right foot. It's a real solid foundation. Like I said, even if it's just a small dip, trying to keep upright, not go forward. You're trying to just go up and down in almost a straight line.
Hold on, it might be better if I put that down the pad.
You know, yeah, I was going to say, and then if you can do it sort of to the side, yeah, yeah, that's better. And then I can see you
Yeah,
side on. That's so,
that there.
yeah, back there. And just if you can put your right leg forward a bit more, your right leg forward a little bit more. That's it. And then are you on your toes on your left foot? Are you on the ball part of your toes on your back on your left foot?
Yeah, I am now.
Yeah, so that's it. Don't worry, that's how it says. You can get used. And then if you're just slightly going, just dipping your left knee down towards the floor. You try and keep
Oh,
your.
right, okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And then straight up.
Cool, that's hard.
Yeah, I told you. It's funny, isn't it? All right, and then just straight up. Perfect. And again, So again, at the minute, it's hard also because you're getting used to the technique. Your body's learning to switch what muscles that are needed to do the exercise. Keep going. I'll tell you when. That's good though. Your technique's bang on because you're going straight down and straight up. You're not going forwards. And like I said, to start with, I can see your calf muscle is like it's literally sticking out the back of your leg, like it's really working. All right. Take a breather. 20 seconds. It's funny, isn't it? It's only a little movement,
I
but
wouldn't have got that right on my own
that's why
because
it's
I don't
important
know
we've
if
got
I
this.
tried. I wouldn't have done it because I couldn't until you said about going down rather than forward. I
Yeah.
couldn't.
Now what you do, if you switch, turn around the other way, because now what you're going to do is you're going to do your right leg. So your left leg is forward this time. Left leg is forward. A bit further forward if you can. Left leg. Oh yeah, I'll put the right. That's perfect. So same thing. And then exactly, hold on, I'll tell you when. Yeah, in fact, in your own time, off you go. So same thing, just a little more, just a tiny bit, that's it, and straight up. We don't need more than that at all. You're still going to feel it. That's it, perfect. Try, right, when you come up on the next one, come up, right, come up. Your left knee, bend it a touch forward because it's too locked straight, it's locked too straight. So you want it bent just a touch forward, your left, that's better. So that's
Right.
what it's, so there you go. So it's just dip down and straight up. Straight, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And straight up, perfect. Like I say, it's only little movements, and that is fine for now because your body is getting used to handling that weight. That's it. Try and keep your shoulders back a bit more. So your chest is up. That's it. 5 seconds. Right. And breather. Take a breather. It's fucking graft, isn't it, mate? You don't
Well,
think it
that one
would
is.
be.
Yeah.
You don't think
Yeah,
it would be.
that
That's the
is.
thing. It's because it's basically what your body's not been used to for a little while. But I promise you, this is why it's so important, the repetition side of it and getting this, if possible, into a habit where you've got the first program one day, then this program the next day. Because
Yeah.
you will start noticing a change in your legs and you'll start feeling better. You'll start feeling, oh, hold on, look, I'm going down deeper now. So I must be getting stronger. That's the good thing. It's not a, you can't cheat this and you can't be cheated out of the win either way. You keep doing it, you'll notice
No.
that you're getting stronger. How are your legs?
Yeah, yeah. I just, as I say, I didn't expect what it felt like from that. That was pretty hard.
So we'll try one more set on each side. So again, so we're doing
Okay.
the left. So you need to spin around. So remember, your right leg goes forward, left leg goes back. Keep that hand on the chair. Don't worry about trying to not to balance at the minute. Just let's get the technique right. See now, look, if you notice, your right knee naturally goes into a better bend than your left knee. So how your right knee is, try and do that when we switch sides. But when you're ready, off you go. So just a little dip straight down, just a little bit. That's all you need, and up. Don't overdo it. Perfect. Stomach tight, bum tight. That's it. Perfect. Not too much at all. We're not trying to overdo this. We're just trying to get the movements right. Brilliant. It's already better than the first set. 10 seconds left. Okay, 20 seconds breather. And in that time, if you change legs. So let's get that. That's it. So that little bend in that your left leg's forward. So you got that little bend in it. So you're going in your own time. Just a little dip straight down and push straight back up again. Perfect. Bend, that's it. Make sure that left leg bends a bit. That's brilliant. Good stuff. In your own time, there's no rush. Still got 25 seconds. That's it. Stomach tight, backside tight. So the whole time, everything's intentional. All your movements, you're in control of your muscles. That is so important. 10 seconds. Make sure that left leg gets a bend. That's better. That's it. Brilliant. When you go down, that left leg does bend forward. 3, 2, 1. Right. Take a breather, mate. Well done. you will over the next couple of days. I know you, you probably don't feel like that's done much, but I promise you, over the next couple of days, you're going to feel that.
Right. Yeah.
Especially when you sit down to have a dump. Right. So next is going to be the higher crossovers. So for a minute, you just sort of take a breather. If you want to loosen your legs, do what you need to be doing. I'll demonstrate the higher crossovers. So for this, it'll be a light band. You can see me, can't you?
Yeah.
Right, lovely. So I'll show you front on and then side on. I step through with my right foot. So look, straight away, what I do is I just give a little pull because I'm so used to my bands. I pretty much get it every time now. So that's perfect. So that's even both sides. So for example, if it was over there, I'd know straight away that this is way longer. So it's so important making sure that the bands are even. Then what I do is
Right.
I step forward. So it's like the lunge in essence. It's not as deep, the step. I'll come to the side now. Like you can see, like the lunge we're more out here. So, but it's about there. But there's a
Yeah.
nice firm base. So again, my weight, I'm putting more weight on my back foot, which is holding the band down. And then so
Right.
that's your start position.
Yeah.
Then the exercise is you're wide with your hands. Imagine you're sort of trying to make a triangle above your head. So from here, the triangle point meets in the middle and then diagonally back down again. Yeah?
Right.
Squeezing your stomach, squeezing your chest muscles. But let's get the setup right first.
Right. Yeah.
Now, this one's going to work your balance because you're going to have to obviously have both arms working. So just take your time. All right. So
And start with my right leg, I suppose. Left
yeah,
leg.
take your time. Take your time. Like I said, there's no rush with this at all. Feel
Okay.
about even?
Yeah, and then this one, I don't know about stepping through it. I might have to do that.
That's
Have
it.
I got to step in it? Have I?
No, no, that look good with you. That's the position you want to be in. So now, what you want to try and do first and foremost. So look at me again. You can see me, right?
Yeah, I can.
So,
Yeah,
so if you can see me, so let me get the band. Which foot of yours is on the band? Your left foot.
the left.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to do exactly what you've done. So let me just make sure my left is even. Yeah, lovely. So I'm in. Look, that's the position I'm in. Yeah. So my left foot's back with the bands. My right foot is just slightly in front. And just
Yeah.
just take your time. Like I said, there's no rush with this. Take your time. Before we even move, get used to that starting position so that do you feel quite balanced? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Right. And then from there, if you just look at me for a moment, just remember you start wide with your hands.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if the band rubs on your leg, or it doesn't matter. It's wide with the bands and then up in the middle. So you start wide and then up in the middle. So, but it's forward. Look, Keith, look at my motion. Look, what you're doing this is forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's forward and up. That's it. That's better. Yeah. That's it. Perfect. All right. So let me, right, off you go, mate. That's it. So it's like a triangle. You're coming wide and then you're meeting in the middle. That's it. Perfect. Got just over 20 seconds left. Okay, 20 seconds breather. Do you feel that? The weight okay?
Yeah, I'm. I think my legs are working overtime with balance. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
all right. I feel okay, but I can feel my muscles just moving all the time, just to keep me balanced, if you see what I mean.
Brilliant, which is what we want, mate. That is what we want. That is because
Yeah,
it means that they're having to be activated, they're having to be switched on, and that's what muscles want. That's how muscles. That's how you prevent muscles from deteriorating. Is by
yeah.
using them. So yeah, that right. Let's go then. Second set. We'll do 2 sets of these, and then we'll move on to the next one. So get your balance first. Always make sure you're feeling good. And then when in your own time, when you're ready, start that second set. Remember forward, more forward than up. So it's forwards and in front of you. That's better. That's it. Perfect. That's better. Ten more seconds. All right, mate. And take a breather. And then what I'll do, you can probably use that same band for the next exercise. But if you watch me again for a minute, we're moving on now then to the single arm rows. So you know we was doing you sitting down and pulling the bands towards you, yeah?
Uh-huh.
What we're going to be doing now is, again, we're going to be pretty much taking up that same sort of stance as in your starting point, the balance. And for the exact reason that you just sort of highlighted is so that the whole time that all of your muscles, just the muscles in your leg, just by standing up are working, because that's what we want. We want them to be working as much as possible with the single arm row. So we start off with a right arm, which means you step onto the band with your left foot. So if I put the band down, I step on with my left foot. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take grip of the band, and with my left hand on my left knee, that will create a nice bit of balance and stability for you anyway. And then look, so
Right.
obviously I started off like that, which is a bad back position, but now I'm going to start the exercise. I'll straighten my back. All I did there was go from a hunch position to pulling my shoulders back. Yeah. And then
Right.
that's the start position. And then from there, I'm just pulling up towards the side of my ribs.
Right.
Just that motion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the left foot through first, and your left hand should
How
be.
far, how far do I want the right leg back?
Well, if you look at me, it's about, I would say, oh, let me go back here a bit. You can see, so look, there is normal. There's me standing straight. My
Yeah.
right leg is just like a decent step back. That's it. That's
Something
it.
like that.
Perfect. Left hand on your, that's it, on your left knee. And then you want to, that's it. Keep your, that's perfect. Your back's better there. And then you're pulling up towards the side of your, that's it, and driving backwards. That's it. Perfect. Good. That's it. 15 more seconds, and then we'll change leg and change arm. All right, mate, take a 20 seconds breather, and we'll change. And basically now you'll stand on with your right foot, and you'll be pulling with your left arm. Could you feel that in your legs again?
Yeah, not many. Yeah,
Brilliant.
definitely.
Just keep that logic, mate. If you can feel your leg muscles working, it means your leg muscles fucking work. So get your balance. That's it. Get that, sit down on, that's it. Perfect. And then in your own time, that's it. Well done. Straightened your back. Good. Perfect. So off we go. 23 seconds left. All right, 3, 2, 1. Right, take a breather, mate. I'll set up for the next exercise. So you've done these, I think you've done these with me before, I think. But either way, again, it's another stand-up exercise. So we're following that same pattern at the minute. We're trying to keep you on your feet as much as possible. Now, it's an upright row. To do that, the bands, I lay on the floor, and just inside the buckle part of the end of the bands, I stand on each one so that you've got this like loop in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So from there, you take a grip with both your hands and you're pulling up just below your chin. You want a light band for this, by the way, as well. You want to make sure it's a light band.
Stay, I'll go with this one. This one's the second lightest, so
Perfect. So again, no rush in setting up. Take your time. That's it. And then if I stand to the side so you can see me, you want to sort of track the band along your body up and drive your elbows up. So look, if you look at my elbows, that they come, it's almost like you're trying, that's it, perfect. That's perfect. Right, off you go. As always, stomach tight, your feet firmly planted on that band into the floor. Keeping that core switched on. Just over 10 seconds left. Right, well done. We're only going to do one set of them. And the reason is because we've still got 3 exercises to go. And these ones are going to be a bit of a push. So when you do this recording back, what you'll plan to do is you'll start trying to do 3 of each exercise, yeah?
right.
But for now, because I know as well how much you've been working your legs, we're going to come off of your legs now and we're going to get down into our first attempt at a plank. Now I'm going to demonstrate what I want you to try and do. Now I'm going to, like, I don't know, this isn't an exercise we've done yet. So I'll show you how I think the best way is for you to get into position, because you've got the stool and stuff there to help you get down onto your knees. But what we ideally want, in fact, let me get my stool out as well. So is obviously imagine that's your stool. So what I'm going to do is, for me, I'm going to come down onto the stool first, then down onto my knees. Yeah. And then from here to start with, so from my knees, just walk out. You can, if you can, cross your legs, or you can just leave them up. But either way, I want you over on your knees with your shoulders over your hands, not your hands forward and not them like too far like behind you. Literally, you want your hands pretty much below your shoulders and in that position.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
That's it. You should move your stool. That's it. Perfect. Out of curiosity, Keith, in that position you're in now, is that comfortable enough in regards to that's not too much pressure? You're quite comfortable in that position?
The only thing I ever get when I go on my knees, not all the time, and I was expecting it to have there. Sometimes when I do it without my muscles being ready for it, I'll cramp up behind my knees, like the muscles. It feels all right, but I think it's because those other exercises, because as I say, sometimes during the day, if I kneel down, like I'll get massive cramp right behind my knee.
Gotcha.
Just because it's like not been used to going in that position, I suppose.
Yeah, that is exactly what it would be. So that's good news that the other lot would have warmed their muscles up. So from there, then, like I said, however you want to get your hands down on the floor, and walk out to a position where you're basically above your hands.
But is there a good position for your hands, like in respect to facing forward or back or sideways
I
or?
would say that your hands are like, so if I look down at my hands, my middle finger is pointing north on the compass. You know, they're straight out in front of me.
Right, okay. Yeah.
And they're literally the width of my hands are pretty much directly under my shoulders as well. So everything's sort of in line with my shoulders. So all you're doing at this point now that you've been holding it for a few seconds, if you really squeeze your stomach muscles, squeeze your bum muscles as well. Now, can you take your feet up off the floor behind you? Yeah. Can you hold them up?
Yeah.
Right. So just hold this position for a minute. Not for a minute, but for a few seconds. Just again, but really squeezing your bum, squeezing your stomach. Where can you feel anything at the moment as you're holding?
I can feel it on the backs of my legs
Yeah.
and I can feel it on my stomach muscles
Good.
and my wrists actually.
Good. Perfect. Okay, right. So slowly walk back so that your weight comes off your hands back onto your knees again and just bring yourself upright in your own time, no rush. All right. And then we're just going to wait a few seconds and then we're going to go back down to one of them again.
I think my wrists have got to get used to doing that as well because they're not
Well,
very.
again, it's because they've not been used to handling your
Uh,
body weight, obviously. So it's going to be a bit of a shock. And there's a lot of little muscles in your wrists as well. So they might be a little bit sore over the next couple of days. But it's the good way to look at it it's they're working basically.
yeah.
Right. So again, when you're ready, just walk yourself out again. Exactly the same thing. Once you're in position, your hands are under your shoulders. You can pick your feet up, tense your stomach, tense your bum, and really give everything a good squeeze and just hold. Really squeezing everything. A few more seconds. Nearly there. Okay, and slowly walk yourself back to your back on your knees. Right, what we're going to do next is we're going to do the dorsal raises. So if you stay on your knees, because you're going to be doing this, you'll be laying on your front to do this. Just going to move the
Right.
stool out of the way. So what we're going to do from here is if you watch me, obviously first you can see me, is I'm going to can you see me all right? Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all I'm doing is slowly walking down onto my belly, obviously, just getting straight down onto my belly. Now, from here, I'm going to put my hands down by my sides. So the tops of my hands are resting on the mat, or in your case, the carpet. And
Uh-huh.
then before I make any movement, I'm going to make sure that my feet are firmly planted on the floor because when we do the movement, sometimes the temptation is to pick your feet up, but my feet are firmly planted on the floor. I'm going to tense my abdomen muscles and then I'm going to really squeeze and sort of bring my focus to the top of my bum because I'm going to use the top of my bum muscles, my glutes, to help pull my lower back slightly up to be able to lift my head off the floor. Now, listen, even if, like, so if you start with sort of your nose to the mat, even if to start with, you are literally just moving an inch, like just literally like that. As long as you're feeling that pull in the lower part of your back, you're working the right muscle. So, like I said, even if
Right.
like ideally your dorsal raise is sort of up, that's my maximum, and then down again. But like I said, for you, even if it's for now, it's just that because you will feel it. in your lower back. And that's what's important. I'm going to come and watch so I can see you close on this one.
Toes still on the floor, yeah?
Well, yeah, lay flat. But once you get one in your own time, yeah. So toes on the floor. So then what you want, your hands by your sides, and then like before you move, envision pushing your toes into the floor to keep that connection strong. You squeeze your backside, squeeze your stomach, and then in your own time, like I said, imagine really pulling with the top of your bum and just trying to lift. Perfect. And then down, straight down. Not lifting your, so like your nose and your eyes stay fixed. So you're not tilting your head up. You're literally just bringing up and then straight down. Perfect. Right. Keep that going. Really squeeze in your back and your bum, top of the bum and your lower back. 20 seconds. Can you feel that in your back?
Yeah.
Good. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, take a breather. You can put your hands under your face or your head if you want, just while you got the 20 seconds. Just get a bit of a breather. All right, so get ready. We're going to go again in 3, 2, 1. Push your toes in, squeeze your bum, squeeze your back, and really squeeze in at the top. That's it. Trying to keep your nose and your eyes fixed in the same position. So you're literally looking at the same spot as you come down and as you come up. So basically, you're working in the right rigid lever, and that lever pivotal point is that lower part of your back. 15 seconds left. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, take a 20-second breather. We're going to do 3 sets of these, so you can do one more set of these. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Last set. Let's go. 20 seconds left. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Right, take a breather. And in your own time, work your way back up onto your knees again. We've got one more exercise to do that I want to go through with you. Just in use no rush.
I'll
Right,
put that
so
in my shoulder.
you all right?
Yeah, no, I was just saying I felt it in my shoulders. I wasn't
Oh,
expecting.
good. Good. You're definitely going to feel this last one in your shoulders as well. Right. So I'm going to get down onto my knees. So exactly the same as what you did for the plank. So you're going out into a position where you can lift your legs up, where your shoulders are above your hands, and then basically you're going to have a go at some knee press ups. Now, the important part is it don't matter if you're just literally breaking the bend in your elbow and then going straight back up. That's absolutely fine. So even if it's the tiniest little movement and pushing straight back up again, what I'd ask you to do when you push up, the last part of that push, just envision squeezing your chest and you will feel it. So it's just a little bend in the elbows and then locking up at the top and squeezing your chest and going down again. Like I said, it doesn't matter how slight the press up at the moment. That's not the point. The point is at the minute is getting your body to hold your body weight for that amount of time. So in your own time, when you're ready, like I said, Keith, just the tiniest little bend. That's all we're after at the minute.
Does that look all right? Like, am I far enough back or whatever?
Yeah, yeah. Looks like you are. So it's just that. That's it, and that's enough. Right, that's perfect. Right, off we go then. So when you get to the top, there's that little lock straight and you're squeezing your chest. Good. 15 seconds. We'll do 3 sets of these as well. So it gives you a proper set of the press ups. All right, so 20 seconds break. So get your breath back. Come off your hand if you can. So slowly get yourself, or if you're right holding your weight there, no problem. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, second set. Good. Good. Your back's lovely and flat and straight, which is good. 20 seconds left, halfway. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Right, take a breather. 20 seconds. We've got one more set. One last exercise. Right, last set. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Last 40 seconds. Okay, that's halfway. 20 seconds left. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, mate. Now, in your own time, get yourself back onto the stool if you want to sit down in your own time. All right, so no rushing, just take your time.
This is the bit. If I didn't have something here, like I'm stuffed there. Do you know what I mean?
So what I tell you what, whilst you're doing that then, so have you, yeah, I was just gonna say, have your left hand on your left knee, but and so what you need to do is just slightly shift more of your weight over to your left, just a tad, so that your right hand comes off. But just have your right hand, that's all right. Have your right hand near the shelf, but not on the shelf, and try and use your left hand as a push down to push down on your knee as you're driving up. Don't worry, it's going to take practice. It's going to take practice. And just get that. And if you have to use your right arm to get that first little movement, that first little lift of that right knee off the floor, do it. It's not a problem. It's just being aware. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep training until you can get that movement.
I can do it any easier with my right.
So get that weight onto that right leg because it's that right foot where it all starts. It all starts from your right, the sole of your right foot. It's pushing that down.
Cracked up then.
Is it cramped?
Yeah, it did on my right leg then. I thought I'd have more strength.
There you go, in your own time. That's it. Mate, it's
Yeah,
practice.
it's just
Mate.
that first bit I can't do, you know?
Yeah, well, at the moment, but it's practice. Hello, Mrs. Keith. Hiya.
That's Nikki.
Hi,
Hi,
Nikki.
I always hear your voice.
All right, how you doing?
She said that when we are talking to each other, it sounds like we're arguing because of our accents.
Brilliant. Right, mate, we do a few stretches, but we do them sitting down. So when you can, if you get your stool.
Right, yeah.
Right, so to start with, we're going to do that one we did last time where you put your legs out in front of you, heels into the floor. And what you're doing is bringing your toes as curling them back towards you. So you're trying to sort of slide your heels forward and your toes back. And then take a nice deep breath in. Hands go out in front of you. And all you're going to do is just lean forward. I need to put the stool the other way, actually. It's fucking killing me. That is. Right. You're just going to lean forward just a touch. And as long as you're keeping your legs, your knees locked straight, your toes point towards you, even the slightest move forward, and you'll feel a stretch down the back of your legs.
Right.
So it's just literally leaning forward. Can you feel it in the back of your legs?
Yeah, I can.
Good,
Right, along these.
good stuff. Just hold this. If you can go a little bit deeper, like literally just leaning a little bit more forward. It doesn't need much, just enough for you to feel the pull again. But 10 seconds. All right, lovely. And then just slowly work your legs back into their natural position. So like bent under your feet, bent under your knees. And then from here, we're going to do the chest one first. So we're going to put your hands into the small of your back and then trying to push your elbows together, slightly put your chin up and just lean back a touch so that you're feeling that stretch across the front of your chest. And then slowly, if you bring your arms round, like you're sort of hugging a big ball or a big tree, and then you interlock your fingers, dip your head in between your arms and push your hands forward away from you so it pulls your shoulder blades apart. Now, if you let your hands come, keep your fingers interlocked for the meantime, up above your head. And then if you take your right wrist with your left hand and then just lean over to your left side and just pull on your right wrist so you can feel that stretch down your side. Now, if you come back to the middle, take your left wrist in your right hand, same thing, and this time pull it over to the right hand side. And if you let your hands come down to your sides, just literally give them a little bit of a swing and a shake at the bottom. Again, what this does is all about trying to get blood moving as quickly as possible. Because obviously when we train, we tear muscle fibers, we get inflammation, and that's when the aches and pains and the lactic acid builds up. So the more movement we can get into these joints, the more the blood flows, the more the process of healing starts. All right, and just let them loose and relax. You stay there for a second. I'm going to cut that video now so that will start